Most men fail with women because they talk like boys instead of men. They fumble conversations, try too hard to impress, or worse, they seek validation. If you're tired of weak, awkward interactions where you feel powerless, keep watching. Because today, I will teach you the most powerful way to speak to women that will command their respect, trigger their attraction, and make you the one in control. Comment, "Speak like a king," if you're ready to absorb this knowledge till the very last second. If you've ever sat across from a woman and felt like you had to prove yourself, justify your worth, or struggle to keep the conversation interesting, you're not alone. Most men do not understand how women think. They don't realize that every word they say is either building attraction or destroying it. Women don't just listen to what you say. They feel the energy behind your words, your tone, your confidence, your body language. It all matters more than the words themselves. So today, I'm going to rewire your mind and teach you the 7 most powerful red pill conversation strategies that separate the men from the boys. But before we get started, if you want this content to reach more men who need this, hit that subscribe button and drop a like. When you do that, YouTube spreads this message to more men who are struggling. Let's make sure more men wake up to the truth. Number 1. Alpha first impression. Men fail before they even say a single word. Not because they don't know what to say, but because their energy is weak, their body language is uncertain, and their presence is forgettable. If you have to ask yourself whether she's interested, you've already lost. Women don't just listen to your words. They read the way you stand, the way you move, the weight of your gaze, the authority in your voice. They judge you before you even realize you're being judged. If your first impression isn't powerful, dominant, and confident, she's already made up her mind about you. Weak men approach a woman like they're hoping for permission to exist in her space. They walk up with their shoulders slightly slouched, their weight uneven, their hands fidgeting, their eyes looking for reassurance. Their tone sounds like a question rather than a statement. Every single movement screams, "Am I good enough?" That energy is repulsive to a woman. A high-value man walks into a room like he already owns it. His presence alone is louder than any words he could speak. He doesn't seek approval. His shoulders are relaxed but squared. His posture is upright and powerful. He moves with purpose, never hesitating, never second-guessing. His eyes don't dart around searching for validation. They hold their ground, looking straight at her, unshaken, as if he already knows how this will go. Because he does. Weak men try to be liked. Alpha men don't care. They already assume they are liked because they like themselves. A weak man will wait for her reaction before deciding how confident he should be. A strong man is already confident before she even reacts. He doesn't adjust to her energy, she adjusts to his. If you walk up to a woman with the energy of a man who is looking for approval, you have already placed yourself beneath her. If you start a conversation like a man who is evaluating her, you've flipped the power dynamic instantly. When you approach, you do not hesitate. You do not slow down at the last second. You do not shuffle awkwardly. You do not overthink your words. You move with intent. You already know she will respond because women respond to strength. Your voice is your weapon. Most men speak too fast, too soft, too high-pitched. Their voice is a plea instead of a command. When an alpha man speaks, he speaks slowly. His voice has weight, control, presence. He does not rush to fill silences. He does not fidget. He is completely at ease with himself. This makes her feel like she is in the presence of a man who has been here before, a man who is in control of every interaction in his life. Most men open a conversation like they're reading from the same tired script every other guy has used before. They walk up and say, "Hey, how's your day? What do you do for work? You look beautiful." She hears these every single day. These words do nothing. They place no tension in the conversation. They don't make her feel anything. They are safe, predictable, forgettable. She won't even remember that you spoke to her. And a woman forgetting about you is the worst thing that can happen. An alpha man doesn't ask for permission to speak. He commands attention with his presence, then keeps it with his words. His opening line sets the frame. It lets her know that he is not like the others. He doesn't approach her like she's the prize. He approaches like he is evaluating whether she is worth his time. Instead of, "Hey, how's your day?" Say, "I almost walked past you, but something told me not to. Do you always have this kind of energy?" Instead of, "You look really beautiful," say, "You've got an interesting look. I can't tell if you're trouble or just pretending to be." This does two things. First, it flips the dynamic. She now has to respond in a way that justifies herself to you. Second, it creates instant intrigue. She has never heard this before. She will remember you. Men who succeed with women don't succeed because they are better looking, richer, or more charismatic. They succeed because they understand female psychology. Women respect men who position themselves as the evaluator, not the applicant. Weak men hesitate before they touch a woman. They wait for the perfect moment, and by the time they think they've found it, the moment is already dead. They are so terrified of messing up that they do nothing at all. But women do not respond to men who hesitate. A high-value man leads with confidence. He is not reckless, but he is not scared. When he speaks, he is comfortable breaking the physical barrier early. When he teases her, he might place a light touch on her arm. When she says something dramatic, he might place a hand on her waist briefly as he shakes his head. When he moves with her, he might guide her naturally with a subtle hand on her lower back. There is no hesitation, no awkwardness, no second-guessing. His touch is a natural extension of his dominance. Most men think too much. They wonder, should I approach? What should I say? Is she going to reject me? And while they are stuck in their own heads, the moment passes. The greatest mistake a man can make is hesitating. Women can sense it. The moment she feels you are unsure of yourself, she knows she is more dominant than you. An alpha man does not wait for permission. He doesn't overanalyze every interaction. He acts, knowing that he is the prize. When he sees a woman he wants to talk to, he makes the decision instantly. He doesn't stall. He doesn't build up courage. He doesn't second-guess himself. He makes the approach without hesitation, without fear, without doubt. The biggest difference between a high-value man and an average man is not money, it's not looks, it's not charm, it's certainty. Women do not respect men who hesitate. They do not respect men who look to them for validation. They respect men who move through life like they already own the world. Most men fail with women because they approach interactions with hope. They hope she'll like them. They hope she'll respond well. They hope she won't reject them. A high-value man does not hope. He expects. He assumes women want to be around him because he has built himself into a man that women crave. If you are tired of being overlooked, tired of being ghosted, tired of being stuck in the category of men who are nice but forgettable, then it's time to burn this truth into your soul. Your first impression is not about what you say. It is about what you project. Women do not fall for men because of words. They fall for men because of energy, dominance, presence, certainty. From this moment forward, you will never approach a woman with hesitation. You will never look for her reaction before deciding how confident you should be. You will never try to earn approval from someone who should be earning yours. You will be the alpha in every room you enter. You will speak, and women will feel it. Number 2, no validation, no chasing. Most men fail the moment they open their mouths because their words, their tone, their entire energy radiates neediness. They give away validation before it's earned. They let women know within seconds that they are willing to chase, willing to impress, willing to prove themselves. And this is why women lose interest before the conversation even begins. A woman doesn't respect what is handed to her for free. If you throw compliments at her like a man desperate for attention, she will ignore them. If you try to impress her with your job, your car, your achievements, she will take them for granted, because she didn't have to work for them. And women only value what they have to earn. A high-value man does not validate her before she earns it. He doesn't tell her she's beautiful in the first 5 minutes because she already knows she's beautiful. Every man before you has already told her that. But what no man before you has done is make her wonder whether she's beautiful enough for you. Most men think they need to compliment her to make her like them. The truth is, a woman doesn't get turned on by compliments. She gets turned on by a man who makes her question whether she's good enough for him. That's why the most attractive men don't chase. They don't over-explain themselves. They don't act like she is the prize. They make her feel like she has to prove that she's worthy of their time. Most guys say, "You're really pretty. You have amazing eyes. I love your smile." Weak, predictable. She has heard it 1,000 times. She doesn't even register it anymore. Compliments from men who give them freely are worthless. A high-value man flips the script. He doesn't give validation right away. He makes her work for it. Instead of, "You're really pretty," he says, "You have an interesting energy. I can't tell if you're actually fun or just pretending to be." Now she has to prove herself. Now she is engaged. Now she cares about what you think. Most men are so afraid of losing a woman's interest that they start chasing. They send texts first. They double text. They respond immediately. They try to keep the conversation alive at all costs, even when the energy is dead. And every time they do this, they destroy the little attraction she might have had. A woman loses respect for a man who is too available. A woman only values a man who values his own time. When you chase her, when you try too hard, when you put effort into making her like you, you automatically tell her she is above you. And once she feels that, she will never respect you again. Most guys make the mistake of reacting to everything a woman says. If she says she loves traveling, they say, "Oh wow, that's so cool. I love traveling too." If she says she likes a certain kind of music, they say, "Wow, me too." They try to mirror her interests, thinking that agreeing with her will make her like them. But women are not attracted to men who agree with everything they say. They are attracted to men who challenge them. If she says, "I love traveling," don't respond like every other guy. Instead say, "So you're one of those people who just posts airport photos but never actually experiences the culture." Smirk. Now she is engaged. Now she wants to prove herself to you. Now she is chasing your approval instead of the other way around. This is how a high-value man speaks. A high-value man never gives validation too soon. A high-value man never chases a woman. A high-value man positions himself as the prize, and because of that, women chase him. Number 3. Tease, don't please. Women do not want a perfect man. Women want a man who can make them feel something. Most men try to be nice, be agreeable, be polite. They think if they just show a woman that they're respectful, kind, and interested, she will naturally feel attraction. But that's not how attraction works. Women don't fall for men who worship them. They fall for men who challenge them, tease them, make them work for attention. A man who teases a woman is a man who isn't afraid of her reaction. He's not walking on eggshells. He's not filtering his words to make sure she doesn't get offended. He's having fun, And women respect a man who is so comfortable in himself that he doesn't seek their approval. Most guys say things like, "Oh, you're so beautiful. I really like you. I think we'd be great together." They think this will make a woman attracted to them. But these words do nothing. A woman does not get excited by being told she's special. A woman gets excited by a man who makes her feel something. If she tells you she's into astrology, don't respond like every other guy. "Oh, cool. What's my sign?" Weak. Instead say, "Oh, you're one of those people who thinks the stars decide your entire personality. Should I be worried?" Smirk. Now she is engaged. Now she is curious. Now she is laughing, arguing, explaining. And most importantly, now she is feeling something. If she tells you she loves coffee, don't just agree and say, "Me too." Say, "Oh, so you're one of those people who can't function without caffeine. That explains a lot." This creates attraction instantly because it puts her in the position of reacting to you. Teasing is not about being mean. It's about showing that you are not impressed too easily, that you are not just another guy who is desperate for her approval, that you are comfortable enough in your masculinity to joke, challenge, and be playful without worrying if she will like it. Most men kill attraction by being too agreeable. They think if they just agree with everything she says, she will like them. But what really happens is she loses interest. Women are attracted to men who hold their ground, who can make them laugh, who can make them react emotionally instead of logically. A man who is too nice, too safe, too agreeable is a man who will always be forgotten. A man who can challenge, tease, engage, and create emotion is a man who will always be remembered. If you want a woman to respect you, chase you, desire you, then stop pleasing and start teasing. Make her laugh, make her react, make her question whether she is good enough for you, because that's what separates men who get ignored from men who get chased. Number 4, control the frame. Weak men react, strong men control. The difference between a man who is respected, desired, and chased versus a man who is ignored, friend-zoned, and disrespected comes down to one thing: frame control. Women are constantly testing men, not because they are cruel, but because it is in their nature. A woman is biologically wired to find a man who is strong, unshaken, and dominant, and the only way for her to know if a man is truly high value is to test him. Men who do not understand female psychology fail these tests every time. They get defensive, they explain themselves, they seek approval, and the moment they do, they lose the frame. A woman will always throw subtle challenges to see how a man reacts. If she can make him uncertain, make him justify himself, make him prove his worth, she knows he is weak. And once she sees that, she will never see him the same way again. This is why most men fail. They enter conversations with women trying to win them over, trying to say the right things, trying to avoid conflict, trying to be liked. But men who are truly powerful do not enter a conversation seeking approval. They enter it knowing they already have value. A woman might say, "Why are you single?" A weak man will respond, "I just haven't found the right one yet. I've been really focused on work. I don't know, I guess I'm just unlucky." Wrong. All of these answers put him on the defensive. They make it seem like he is explaining himself, like he needs her to understand his worth. But a high-value man never explains himself. A strong man responds with, "Because I'm extremely selective. Not every woman meets my standards." Now, she is chasing you. She is wondering what those standards are. She is wondering if she meets them. And most importantly, she is respecting you. A woman might say, "Why do you dress like that?" A weak man will respond, "Oh, I just like this style." "I don't know. Do you think it looks bad?" "I thought it was cool." Wrong. Again, he is explaining himself. He is showing weakness, insecurity, and need for validation. A strong man responds with, "Because it separates me from average men, and I am not an average man." Now she is intrigued. Now she sees you as someone who has a strong identity, who does not adjust to others, who does not need approval. Weak men give away their power by always trying to make women happy. They adjust their behavior, their tone, their words based on what they think a woman wants to hear. They let women lead conversations, lead interactions, lead emotions. Strong men set the tone. They do not let a woman dictate how the interaction will go. They do not change their energy to make her comfortable. Instead, she adapts to him. A woman might say, "I don't usually date guys like you." A weak man will panic. He will ask, "Why not?" He will try to convince her, "Oh, I'm different. You'll like me." He will fall into her frame. A strong man will smirk and say, "You say that now, but I guarantee you'll be thinking about me tonight." Now she is intrigued. Now she is drawn to his confidence. Now she is questioning herself. Women do not want a man they can easily figure out. They want a man who is so certain of himself that no matter what they say, he remains unshaken. When you control the frame, you control the attraction. When you let a woman set the frame, you have already lost. Number 5. Silent power is greater than talking too much. The weakest thing a man can do is talk too much. Men who talk too much are men who are uncomfortable with silence. They are insecure, uncertain, and desperate to keep a conversation going. They over-explain, overshare, and overtalk. And every time they do, they lower their value in a woman's eyes. Women respect men of few words, not because they don't like conversation, but because they are drawn to mystery, control, and emotional mastery. A man who can hold silence, who doesn't rush to fill the gaps, who isn't afraid to pause before he speaks, is a man who radiates confidence. Most men make the mistake of filling every silence. They think that if they stop talking, the conversation will die. So they keep throwing words into the air, hoping something will stick. "So yeah, I really like working out. I mean, I go to the gym like 5 times a week. Do you like working out?" "Yeah, I think it's really important, like health and stuff, you know? Yeah, like I think people should take care of themselves." Weak. Too many words. No impact. No mystery. No presence. A high-value man says less, but makes every word count. He might say, "I take care of myself. A strong body. A strong mind. I don't see another way to live." Then he lets the silence do the rest. Now she is drawn in. Now she is thinking about what he just said. Now she wants to ask more. She wants to fill the silence for him. A weak man tries to prove himself with words. A strong man lets his presence do the work. Women are drawn to mystery. They are drawn to men who don't reveal everything too quickly. They are drawn to men who are comfortable in their own skin, who don't feel the need to entertain, impress, or talk excessively. When you are comfortable with silence, you show that you are comfortable with yourself. When you pause before speaking, you show that you are in control. When you don't rush to explain yourself, you show that your time, your words, your energy are valuable. A woman will always talk more than a man. That is natural. She is emotional. She expresses herself with words. But if you match her energy, if you start talking as much as she does, if you try to keep up with her, she will lose interest. A man who speaks with control, precision, and weight will always have more impact than a man who speaks too much. If she asks you, "What do you do for fun?" a weak man will go into a long explanation, trying to prove himself. A strong man will say, "I do what I want, when I want," keeps life interesting. Now she wants to know more. Now she is drawn to the mystery. The more you talk, explain, justify and overshare, the weaker you appear. The more you hold silence, control your words and let your presence speak, the stronger you appear. A woman will never be drawn to a man who feels the need to prove himself. A woman will always be drawn to a man who says little but makes every word count. If you want to command respect, stop talking so much. Speak with power. Speak with control. Speak like a man who already knows he is valuable. Because when you do, women will listen, and more importantly, they will respect you. 6. Flip her emotional switch. Women don't fall for logic. They fall for emotion. If you don't trigger a woman's emotions, you are nothing more than another guy in her life who will soon be forgotten. This is why so many men are trapped in the cycle of being overlooked, ignored, and friend-zoned. They don't know how to make a woman feel something powerful. They think attraction is about saying the right things, having a stable job, dressing well, or being a good guy. But a woman doesn't care about any of that if you don't flip her emotional switch. Women are addicted to emotion. They live for the highs and lows, the tension, the mystery, the excitement, the thrill of unpredictability. They watch drama-filled reality shows. They chase men who make them feel uncertain, challenged and intrigued. They become obsessed with the guy they can't figure out. Not because he is better looking, richer or smarter, but because he makes her feel something intense. This is why women chase bad men even when they know those men are bad for them. It's why they keep going back to the guy who ignores them one day and gives them attention the next. It's why they lose sleep over the man who doesn't always text back, who keeps them guessing, who doesn't give them all the answers up front. Because the only thing that matters to a woman's attraction is how deeply she feels when she's around you. A woman will never remember what you said to her, but she will always remember how she felt in your presence. The biggest mistake men make is thinking that women choose men based on logic. They think if they just show her they're a nice guy, if they have their life together, if they're responsible and respectful, she will naturally be drawn to them. But women do not make choices based on facts. They make choices based on feelings. And the more powerful the emotions she experiences in your presence, the more she will crave you when you're gone. This is why boring men lose. They play it safe. They ask predictable questions. They follow society's script for how men should behave around women. They say, "How was your day? What do you do for work? Do you have any siblings?" These are checklist questions. They don't make her feel anything. She has heard them hundreds of times, and every time she hears them, she zones out. A high-value man does not ask boring, logical questions. He asks emotionally triggering questions. He creates spikes in the conversation. He takes her out of autopilot and forces her to engage. Instead of, "What do you do for fun?" say, "What's something you've always wanted to do but never had the guts to?" Now she is thinking. Now she is visualizing an experience, a dream, a desire. Now she is emotionally engaged. Instead of, "What kind of guys do you like?" say, "What's one thing a guy could do that would make you completely obsessed with him?" Now she is emotionally invested. Now she is revealing her deepest attraction triggers. Most men fail because they avoid tension. They want the conversation to be smooth, easy, comfortable. But comfort does not create attraction. Women need emotional highs and lows. They need a man who can make them feel different emotions in one conversation. One moment, you tease her. The next, you challenge her. Then, you create mystery. Then you spark curiosity. And suddenly she's hooked. She doesn't know why, but she needs to know more. She needs to understand you. She needs to see you again. She needs to figure out why she feels so drawn to you. Men who understand this never struggle with women. They never have to chase. Because once you flip a woman's emotional switch, she will chase you. This is why nice guys always lose. Nice guys are too predictable. They are too easy. They never challenge. They never trigger curiosity. They never create emotional spikes. A woman might like a nice guy on paper, but she will always crave the man who knows how to trigger her emotions. If you want a woman to think about you when you're not around, you must make her feel something unforgettable. You must create a shift in her emotions. You must be the man who pulls her into the unknown, makes her laugh one moment, challenges her the next, and then walks away, leaving her wanting more. Women cannot resist a man who makes them feel deeply. If you can master this, you will never chase a woman again, because they will chase you. Men who fail with women do everything right. They are polite, they are respectful, they are nice. Men who win with women do everything that makes her feel alive. This is why you must never be predictable. Never be the man who always texts at the same time, always says good morning, always asks the same boring questions, always tries to make everything smooth and comfortable. A woman needs to feel tension. She needs to feel excitement. She needs to feel uncertainty. If you can make her feel something powerful, she will never forget you. She will forget the man who made her laugh. She will forget the man who complimented her. She will forget the man who was always kind and sweet. But she will never forget the man who made her feel something intense. So stop thinking like a logical man and start thinking like a man who understands emotion. If you want a woman to be obsessed with you, you must learn how to flip her emotional switch. Once you do, she will chase you harder than you ever thought possible. 7. Exit like a king. Most men don't know when to walk away. They stay too long in conversations. They try too hard to keep a woman engaged, and they don't understand that leaving at the right moment is more powerful than anything they could say. A high-value man always knows when to exit the conversation, when to walk away, and when to leave her wanting more. Weak men overstay. They talk until the energy dies. They wait for her to lose interest before they think about leaving. And by that time, it's already too late. If a woman is enjoying the conversation, laughing, engaged, feeling drawn to you, that is the moment to walk away. That is the moment to leave her thinking about you, because when you leave at the peak of attraction, she will crave more. She will be wondering when she will see you again, when she will hear from you, when she will feel that energy again. But if you overstay, if you let the conversation drag on, if you let the energy die before you leave, then she will not remember the high. She will only remember that the conversation became dull, predictable, or unnecessary. Most men do not leave at the right time. They think, I have her attention, I should keep talking. But the more they talk, the more they lose the intensity, the mystery, the excitement. And once the energy is gone, so is the attraction. High-value men always leave first. They do not wait for a woman to get bored. They leave when she is most engaged. They walk away when she is still curious, still wanting more, still emotionally invested. If you are having a great conversation with a woman and she is fully engaged, laughing, drawn into you, that is the moment to say, I like your energy. I got to run, but maybe I'll let you continue impressing me later. Now, she is left wondering. Now, she is thinking about you. Now, she is anticipating the next interaction. Weak men linger. They keep talking because they are afraid of losing her attention. But in doing so, they guarantee that she will lose interest. A woman should always feel like she has more to discover about you. She should always feel like she didn't get enough time with you. She should always feel like you are a man who has more important things to do than just sit around trying to impress her. This is why powerful men never beg for attention. They do not try to force attraction. They do not overstay. They do not chase. They do not cling to a woman's attention like a man who has nothing better to do. A high-value man walks away before she is ready for him to leave. And because of that, she will be thinking about him long after he is gone. A woman does not respect a man who is always available. She does not respect a man who has nothing going on in his life except her. She respects a man who walks away because he has things to do, because he is on his path, because he does not need to stay just to feel validated. This is why women become obsessed with men who disappear, because women are wired to chase what they cannot fully have. They are wired to want the man who is just out of reach. Most men do the opposite. They make themselves too easy to access. They text too much. They try to keep conversations going for too long. They don't know how to leave a woman wanting more. If you want a woman to think about you, chase you, crave you, then you must learn how to exit like a king. Walk away at the peak of attraction. Leave before the energy dies. Never wait for her to get bored before you decide to leave. And when you do this, you will become the man she cannot stop thinking about. You will become the man she respects. You will become the man who never has to chase, because she will be chasing you. If you've been struggling with women, this is why. You've been talking like a boy instead of a man. The words you say, the way you carry yourself, the energy you bring, it all matters. Start using these tips today. Watch how everything changes. Comment, "Speak like a king," if you're done being ignored. If this video gave you value, hit that subscribe button now. YouTube needs to push this message to more men who need it. Drop a like, share this with a brother, and start speaking like a high-value man.